Hello, guys, and welcome to the Skilled Trade Up Show. I'm your host, Zach Ciota. We're back again this Wednesday night. 2 nights in a row on Wednesday night. We're doing good. Another time, and we're going to have a winning streak. And I will be back next week and every week thereafter until I forget to at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday night. I just talked about the time a whole lot there. I don't know why. That was unplanned. But this is the Skilled Trade Up Show. This is a game show for HVAC technicians and installers. You can enter the game show, and I'll give you a link in just a minute. You'll come on the screen with me, and you have a possible 5 questions to answer. You answer one question, level 1, you win a prize. Typically, it's something small. Actually, I'll show you guys here in just a minute what the prizes are when we take our first contestant. But you win a small prize, okay? You can risk your small prize and ask another, or enter another question where you can get a larger prize. And you keep going up until you get the maximum awesomeness prize, or you can just leave at any time. But if you risk a prize and answer wrong, then, you got nothing. Although last week I gave people stuff because I felt bad. I'm not doing that this week. Or I might. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see who's in the chat for today. Nightbot is not. Nightbot was acting like an ass. So he was removed from the chat. I took away his moderatorship. Moderization. Iser? I don't know. He's gone, though. So we have Jessica Egan. We had Craig, too, but Craig said he's having computer issues, or through Jessica, we know that Craig is having computer issues because they are married HVAC techs. How does that work? I can understand it. Steve, Residential Basics, what's happening, man? Let's see. Craig gets to go first. Yeah, Craig can go first, actually, because Craig has a reservation waiting for him. So if we can get Craig on here, I will take him and he can play first if we can get some communication in the chat. Because several weeks ago, Craig was slated to play and couldn't. And I said, Craig, we can do this. Okay? You come on the next time we play. Now, the next time we played, he did not come on. Because I think the next time we played, he was working or something. And then we kind of let it float away for a while. But we're here, and we're going to do this if he's available. Okay? So we'll wait till the chat tells me he's available. All right, we have Doug, Greg. We have Frylock, HVAC. That's Michael Bimco, guys. Frylock is Instagram handle. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. I think he's giving away like 3 vacuum pumps tomorrow or something. Jessica says they're almost ready. Well, I usually do a little bit of BS here for a few minutes right here at the beginning. So, no worries. No worries, okay? We'll buy some time here. It's fine. I can show you guys what Yellow Jacket sent in because it wasn't ready for this particular week's show, because I didn't receive it till like a day or 2 ago. So I went ahead and I already had the prizes picked out and stuff for this week's show. But next week, we're going to have some Yellow Jacket stuff, and I'm going to show you. Here's one of the things they sent in. We've been talking about the Y-Jack here. Here we go. It's the Y-Jack Do Psychrometer, part number 67063 from Yellow Jacket. So you basically, and you can see it here, you put it in the grills or in the duct, and you get your sensible temperature and your humidity and all that good stuff. So, what is BS? It's a bologna sausage, but thank you for asking. Maybe it's Battlefield Stargate, like a sci-fi show. That sounds like a great show, actually. I would watch that. All right. We have a Yellow Jacket, digital torque wrench. This is part number, let's see, 60648. And I'll try to get you guys so you can see it. There it is. That'll be a prize next week. There you go. All right, so that's a couple things Yellow Jacket said. They sent some hats and stuff and some shirts and a lunchbox, which is kind of cool. I went out and bought, which we'll have for this week's show, a couple of the Milwaukee Pack-Out boxes. I have some small, thin ones, but I decided to buy some deeper ones, which I can say like this. I decided to buy some deeper ones. So I bought those, and I'm going to give those away to you guys. Just got to answer the questions right. That's all. So we have prizes ranging from Bacharach hat all the way up to Swager this week. But the Swager prize has some extra prizes that go with it at the maximum level. It's going to be great. The show's going to be fantastic, guys. Let's see. I'm going to check in with Craig. We're almost ready. Come on, Craig. Let's get ready so we can do this thing. I can send a link. I'll put the link actually in the chat right now. And as soon as Craig is ready, we'll begin. If it looks like Craig will not be ready, we will just take somebody else. So let me go ahead and grab that link. Copy link address and paste. There we go. That's the link you're going to use for tonight. So whenever it comes time and I tell you to hit the link and join the StreamYard dealio, which you don't have to worry about. Just we hit a link, it's like going to a Google Hangout or a Zoom meeting. So don't hit it until I tell you to, unless your name is Craig Egan. Craig Egan can hit it. That's fine because I owe him one. So what else did we do here today? Well, I filmed a video about the YJAC probes because my buddy Homer Blackburn, who you guys might not know, but he was on a podcast with me for my Man with Issues podcast. He asked me a question about the YJAC probe. So, I figured if he asked a question, then other people probably had the same question. So I went ahead and filmed a whole video on the YJAC probes, how they hook up to their app, and whether or not they hook up with the P51-870 digital manifold, which is Yellow Jacket, which they do. So I'll edit that one and either release it as part of the Friday night show on the HVAC Training Videos channel, which is another channel I set up just to do the interviews. So every Friday night we do interviews. This week we're going to have Zach, Desjardins, Quality HVACR. A lot of guys know he just released a video about doing ductwork with SureTape. SureTape was like the sponsor of the video or something like that. He released a video on that. He's going to be sitting down with me on Friday night. We're going to be talking about one-man installs. So a lot of people know that install crews are typically 2 or 3 people, but Zach has to do them by himself, and he has a few tricks of the trade that he uses to get that done. So I'm going to talk to him about that, and we'll take questions from the audience, but that's on the HVAC Training Videos channel. So just remember that. If you're not subscribed there, you can type that in and subscribe over there. If you need any help with it, you can email me. You can just use the Shop Talk email, hvacshoptalk@gmail.com, and I can let you know where it's at and send you a link. Okay. Joey said he told Homer to go with the field piece set. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the field piece set, but Homer was asking some questions about the P51s, so you never know. But nothing wrong with field piece. In fact, I think most people use the field piece set as far as digital gauges. I would guess that it's some field piece set, then Testo, and then others. I think that's how it goes right now. What is the max temp it can handle? I'll check that. I don't know if it's written on the box, though. Let's see. Craig, where are you at? Come on, we need an update on Craig. We'll just take somebody else to start with. Temperature measurement range from negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 257 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty much everywhere you need it to be. Just don't stick it in the flame and you'll be all right. So all the way up to 257 down to minus 40. So good for most technicians out there. And 400-foot signal range, and they have a 1,500-hour battery life. And that's just this particular probe right here. So they said go ahead. So what I'm going to do is you see the link in the chat there, and there's already people over there. I didn't even see you guys. Man, they were fast. They've already appeared. We have number 1, Matthew O'Donnell there with his sea captain's beard ready to go. And Frylock, he's over there with it. He's trying to show his sea captain's beard, but Frylock, a sea captain, would not need to show it. It would be apparent, right? Well, actually, never mind. You're a Viking, actually. So that's just as cool. So don't feel bad. All right, I'm going to play a little break here. We'll come back with Matthew. We'll play this game. We'll see if he can't win all the prizes. I have a feeling Matthew will win all the prizes. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back, guys. See you in just a second. In this day and age, HVAC companies really need the assistance of a software to help organize their jobs, get customer payments, as well as just many other activities that need to be streamlined for you to run your business effectively. And for us, we support House Call Pro. It's the number 1 rated HVAC software for ease of use, customer service, and fastest onboarding. You can grow your revenue, save time, and properly manage money, which is a huge thing right there, all while improving customer service. So many times we get caught up in running the business and going through all the ups and downs of a business that we lose sight of some of the little things that this software will help you do. It does so much more than just scheduling and dispatching. The features include text notifications. Homeowners will get a text when your technician is on the way, which is huge because they know what to expect and when to expect it. There's estimates and invoices, a live map GPS, payment options and solutions, customer financing, and automatic follow-up marketing. Running a business is hard and there's so much happening all of the time. House Call Pro can help take the weight off your shoulders. And now our listeners, HVAC Shop Talk, can save 50% off the first 3 months, which I suggest you try. And if you don't have a business software or you're looking to change, take advantage of this offer. You can go to housecallpro.com HVAC Shop Talk to get your demo, start saving money, and start running your company efficiently and more effectively. Matthew, how's it going?
Not bad, yourself.
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. So, in between last week and this week, you've been studying, right?
No.
Well, just lie, Matthew. Nah. I see, guys, I want to tell you out there, guys who are listening to this, and they mentioned it in the chat, Susie was hospitalized earlier today. A lot of us know Susie Dunn. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Not sure what's going on yet. Her husband sent me the message, so I'm not sure, but he's supposed to let me know whenever he finds out. So just keep that in your thoughts. And I also want to say that it's not letting me turn the chat off today for some reason. So we have that as well. There we go. All right. So, okay. So the chat will stay on, but just please don't shout out answers nonstop. I would appreciate that, chat guys. All right, Matthew. So how you doing this week?
I'm pretty good.
So work week, light, heavy, awful, good. Which was it?
It's light so far. It's been light.
Oh, nice. I forget we don't do this show on the weekend any longer. It's Wednesday night. So this first half has been good. Okay.
Yeah.
And you do, let's see, let me see if I can remember all the particulars. You've been in the trade for a year or two.
Yeah, 1 year, yeah.
1 year. That's why I chose multiple years to increase my chances of getting it right. And you do commercial refrigeration?
Yeah, commercial refrigeration and HVAC. So
yeah,
we do a ton of different things.
Okay, so I was sort of right because I guess
Yeah.
one of the many things you do. Okay, all right. So we're gonna describe the prizes here for everybody. You might not be able to see them. You usually follow along with your phone, don't you?
Yeah, I'm on my phone now, but I got my laptop up so I can see the questions and stuff. So.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a look at the prizes first. The first prize is going to be a familiar one, Matthew. It's going to be the Bacharach hat, which you just squeaked away from winning last week, and a Bacharach cup because nothing's better than wearing a hat and keep the sun out of your eyes while you're drinking coffee. So that is the first possible prize. So are you ready to play the game?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, here goes your first question. SEER rating is an average seasonal estimate of how many BTUs are produced by an air conditioner per blank of power used. A, amp, B, volt, C, watt, or D, false. I threw that one in there just for fun.
I'm going to go C, final answer.
Well, you said C like a really long, thought-out way. Like, am I right? I don't know. But it's your final answer. So
Yeah.
all right. The answer was C. You got it right. That's exactly right. So you won the aforementioned Bacharach hat and coffee cup. Do you drink the coffee? Do you like it?
I actually don't drink coffee, no.
Well, this is an awful prize for you. So I assume we're going to go to round 2, which would be a Milwaukee Pack-Out box.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So the Milwaukee Pack-Out box, I don't know the model number of it for people that are asking, and I'm sorry. There's nothing else I can tell you. It's a Milwaukee Pack-Out box. That was unprepared sounding. Here we go with the second question. DELAVAN is a manufacturer of A, HVAC compressors, B, oil nozzles, C, run capacitors, or D, fan motors. DELAVAN. And you do have lifelines that are chat, or because the chat's being very respectful by not chatting, or you can do 50-50.
B, final answer.
D or B?
B.
B.
B,
All
final
right.
answer.
B is your final answer. Okay. I would ask if it was your final answer, but you're so fast and confident that you already said that.
Yeah.
And it's the right answer. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I've done a little oil work, so it rang a bell.
Okay, excellent. Yep, absolutely right. I have done no oil work, and if I had to answer that, having not looked it up, I would have got it wrong. Or if I would have got it right, I would have been a 25% guess. So you got your Milwaukee Pack-Out box here. It's a very nice box. I just love those things. So I had to go back to Home Depot. I wanted to get some prizes for the show, and I just couldn't resist it. So is that good enough for you? Do you want to take that prize, or would you like to risk it and just keep going?
Let's keep going.
All right, well, let me tell you what you keep going for. You're going for a skilled trade up shirt, awesome, and a hand swager from Navac. It's their NTE 7 hand swager. So that's what you're going to be potentially winning with this question.
All right.
Here we go. Spring open forced air zone dampers draw blank power than power open closed dampers. Now let me say that again because there's a bunch of similar words all throughout that question. Spring open forced air zone dampers draw blank power than power open closed dampers. A, more power. B, less power. C, the same amount of power. Or D, none of the above. What you thinking?
Yeah. Can you say that one more time?
Absolutely. Spring. We're talking about zone dampers here. Spring open forced air zone dampers draw blank power than power open, and it's power open power closed dampers. A, more power. B, less power. C, the same amount. Or D, none of the above. So we're talking about spring dampers. Do they draw more power than power open power close?
Spring damper. I actually have no clue.
What would you like to do? Would you want to do 50-50 or you want to ask the chat dudes?
Let's go ask the chat dudes. It worked out for me last time.
Okay, chat guys. You see the question. Well, I'll talk through the delay for a moment. You tell us what you think the answer is. Craig Egan says the same amount of power. Let's see. Let's get a few answers there, guys. Does anybody know? Chris Forsyth says the same amount of power. And Gary Gleisberg says less, B. And Doug says less, depending on the board. Tony says A. That's more. Mark says same. Howard says less. We have a lot of differences here. Okay, so most of the guys so far have said that spring open dampers pull the same amount of power as power open power close.
All right. I'm going to go with...
Let me clarify this real quick for guys in the chat. We are talking about power as an amperage. Not how many volts they pull, how many amps, how much current they use. So I'm going to say that. Let's let them answer now just in case they want to change their answer, because I felt like some people were answering based on voltage, like they're all 24 volts, which they are, a lot of them.
Yeah, I saw Craig's response with that. It's always 24. So
we're going to clarify that. We're not referring to the voltage. We're referring to the amount of power. How many watts? Yep, it's watts was what we're talking about. Duckworker says A.
Yeah.
This is going to be a future question that people are like, what the crap?
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
It's wattage. Think of it as wattage.
The power factor says less.
Yes, power factor says less. Duckworker says more. And that's the only two that have answered since I explained.
Less good. I trust. I don't know. I got a good feeling about Craig. He's coming up with the same thing.
I'm starting to hate my own question, and I'll tell you why. Because I think it's not being understood properly. I think that's one of the things here. So instead of letting this continue, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this question because I feel like I have to. Okay. When we talk about spring open dampers, we're talking about the power used to close it. Okay, because it's open with a spring, so it doesn't use any power. Okay, we're talking about the power to close it. For power and open and close dampers, we're talking about either way because they use power both ways. I'm talking about only the times in which power is used.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to give you a hat anyway now because of the question.
You know what? These will be more. I know it's fun because you got same, less, and more. From everybody. So,
okay, what do you think personally? Thinking about this question, which one do you think would use more power?
You know what? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna ride with power factor on this one. I'm gonna go with B.
So you're choosing B. A spring open forced air zone damper draws less power than power open, power closed dampers.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my trust in power factor.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, according to this great answer that I've made for this question, it is A.
Oh, that's
more.
A.
Let me explain why, because I've never felt like I had to explain why more than this moment. Because whenever it's closing against the spring, it draws more power because it's resistance from the spring. Power open, power closed dampers don't have any resistance. They don't draw as much power. So
that makes sense.
Of course, I'm going to send you something because I feel like an ass.
You don't have to do that. It's the question. Yeah, that should be able to. If I can't answer, I can't answer. It's no big deal.
I'm the guy who made the question, so no. It's the question is true. It's straight up because we explained it. But I see that there was confusion during that time period, and I like to give people stuff. So just take it, okay? Just take it.
I'll take it. No worries.
All right. Good.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
I appreciate you playing, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, but
take care. Bye. Okay. Well, that was something. I could have done that question better. That's why I want to take so much time and explain it, because whenever you have a spring on a zone damper and you're closing that zone damper, or it was sprung open with that spring, it's going to take a lot more power to change the position of that damper than it would if you had no spring in place. So that was a level 4 question. You know, I saw that the tricky nature of the question. That's why I wanted to take a second and explain it, because that's something that we've done so much zoning here. I kind of take it for granted that if you hadn't done zoning, well, you'd be kind of at a loss anyway, but it would be even tougher to understand it. So, but I want to explain it, and that's why I took my time. And because it was such a good grief, you know what I'm saying? Good grief of a question, I'm going to send him something anyway, just because it's like Oprah here. If you look under your chairs, people, there's a vacation underneath there or whatever. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to do 2 more. We have Frylock here next, and Craig has made his computer. He's evidently plugged it in. He's rebooted it. He's updated the firmware, and he's ready to go. So we're going to take both of them. We have X amount of questions, so Craig's going to get what's left in the question area. So good luck with that, Craig, but you are playing today. And we'll be right back after this. The NP4 DLM cordless vacuum pump from Navac features a high-performance lithium battery capable of up to 1 hour of continuous running time. Weighing a scant 15.4 pounds, this unit is exceedingly efficient and, for technicians, easy to carry and store. The NP4 DLM's twin-cylinder operation provides high vacuum down to 15 microns. To save 8% off this product when you purchase, go to TreeTechTools.com and use our Shop Talk discount code. All right, let's bring him in here. We have Michael Bimco.
What's up, Zach?
Man, you look like a Greek god with your hair and your beard. Look at that thing. That is
I'm wearing a hard hat all day, man.
Oh my gosh, man! Is your hair naturally doing that? I don't buy it if you say yes. Is it natural?
It does. It's too long. I need a haircut.
Well, it's awesome. Bad. You look like a movie star, Bimco. Good grief.
Thank you, sir. Man, that last question was tough. I had to Google it. And turns out spring dampers, most of them on the market use 3 to 4 times the power of an equivalent power damper. So 10 to 12 volt amps versus 2 to 3.
That's exactly right. It's 12 to 3 is the last time I looked it up. It was 12 to 3.
So I tried to tell him in the chat that it's more, but I'm in this chat, not the YouTube chat. So sorry, I couldn't help
wait
you
a second.
out, man.
You were chatting with the rest of us.
I was telling him.
You can't tell him. What are you doing? I see you over there.
Why not?
You're cheating. That's cheating.
Cheating? How is that cheating? How do you know none of those people are Googling it?
Oh, I'm sure some of them are. Don't help them out. I mean, they got like 3 phones up here. Hey, like back in the day, we had confirmed cases of cheating that we found. It was bad. One of them was the grand prize. It's like, come on. Good grief. That person will go unnamed, but you know who you are. They're not here today. But, okay. So you played the game several times. You know what you're doing here. So,
I've played a couple times, yeah.
Hundreds of times you've played this game.
just so you know, I do have a pizza on the way, so I might have to hop up for a minute here in a minute.
Okay,
So,
well,
just so you know.
we'll get it going. We'll get it rocking and rolling for you. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, this
Yep.
is your first question. Let's beat the pizza to the house, and not meaning let's get it wrong, and then you're ready for the pizza. Let's get all 5 of them and then get the pizza. So here we go. On a PSC blower, as static pressure increases, airflow A, decreases, B, increases, C, remains constant, or D, speeds up.
Pretty sure it increases. I could be wrong, but going with my gut.
So on a PSC blower, as static pressure increases, airflow, you're saying increases.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, Zach, but that's what I'm going with.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, man.
Well,
I've been knocked out in the first round before. I'm not scared.
well, you're getting knocked out in the first round this time too. And I'm very sorry. It's
I tried,
decreases.
guys.
It's decreases
Well,
when the static
that's my
increases.
bad. I'm just trying to leave some questions for Craig, honestly.
You're like you're doing this intentionally. You got to win this game. You got to come on here and win, Bimco. Okay?
I'm trying, Zach.
Your tubing bender needs a friend. You know what I'm saying?
It does. I need that swager or that torque wrench.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'll be
absolutely.
back.
The torque
Okay?
wrench is next week. Come back next week and you can try the torque wrench.
Okay. I'll try.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Send me your address. I'm gonna send you something because you're like a kamikaze. I feel like you did it on purpose here, so Craig could have more questions.
I really don't know.
No, don't say that. I mean, no, it's like I'm trying to convince you how ignorant I am. No, send me your address. I'll send you something. It's all good.
Oh,
okay?
pizza's here. See you, Zach.
Okay, perfect. I'll see you later. Bye. That's so funny. Okay,
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
we can still hear him. He didn't turn his stuff off. Okay, we took him off of there. Bimco crashed and burned on purpose. He knew that. It's like he didn't even want to think through the question. I'm very disappointed. I want him to come back next week, but he's going to have that killer attitude if he's going to try to win this torque wrench next week. Because we had the torque wrench and we have the Y-Jack probe, man. And I'm going on Amazon, which I'll talk about in a minute. Put a video up on Shop Talk about that. So let's go ahead and bring in Craig here. Let's see what we got here. I might have to switch over from one screen to the other with Craig, but I'm going to bring him in here. We got Craig. Craig, how's it going? Craig, I can't hear you. Let me see. I think you're muted. There you go.
Yes, I was.
There you go.
Yeah, he heard the pizza delivery driver, man. He was hungry.
Good grief. He didn't even want to play this game. I don't know why he even came on here. He's like, he's waiting for his pizza. He's like, the hell with this game. I'm out of here. But
Hey, I've been that hungry before, too.
yeah, me too. I got a burger waiting. I was grilling right before the show started, and I literally grilled up until the time of the show. I ate one burger, and I have one burger waiting on the counter for when we're all done here. So I'm excited. So you got a pretty good set of questions here. He left. Let me see. We have. See, how far did we get in the first round? I got to bring up the question so I can remember. Yeah, that's where we got. So I'm going to go to actually the next screen. And what I'm doing here is I have 2 screens for skill trade up, and since you're the third contestant, we're going to be using both of them. So
Okay.
It takes me just a second to get set up. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with the number 2 question since Bimco put his plane into a ship and didn't want to answer it. And we'll go
Okay.
ahead and get started. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Here's your first question. Most residential HVAC condenser fan motors rotate at A, 900 RPM, B, 650 RPM, C, 1325 RPM, or D, 1075 RPM.
D, 1075.
Sounded really confident. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's 1075. You knew that one really well. You do mostly residential stuff, right, Craig?
Yeah. Train has 825, but much everything else I see is 1075.
Yeah, that was like our number 2. I think 825 is the next most common. Then you have some randoms now to everything, like ECM motors and stuff. So now Jessica went to work at Kalos, right?
Yeah, she went to go work for Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah,
Please
that's what
tell
I've
me
been
that's
calling
Brian. Is that Brian?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to
Brian.
definitely call him.
Yeah, she's going to class with him. I was like, why are you having me do the skill trade up? You're getting taught by Brian Orr. You ought to be doing the skill trade up.
Come on. Here's what I'm going to do because I love that. Let me do something real quick here. I don't think anyone will mind. I'm going to text Brian and just call him that, but not tell him where it came from.
Oh, he already knows. She already told him that I called him Emperor Palpatine.
I hear you laughing. He's laughing right now about it.
Yeah, I was like, he's building the empire down there. I was like, you went to the dark side.
That's like he's building an empire. He really is, isn't he? Hold on 1 second. Emperor Palpatine. Well, I guess Google didn't go see Star Wars because it says Palpa and teen. All right. I don't know how to spell Palpatine, but there it is. I'm just going to put that and then send it and not explain it at all. Okay. So you won yourself, let's see, you won yourself a Bacharach hat and a coffee mug. Do you drink coffee, Craig?
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah, but I'm good with moving on up.
Well, at least you drink coffee. I've got that coffee mug in there. The fine folks at Bacharach felt it necessary to make a bunch of coffee mugs with their name on them, so I'm glad that somebody drinks coffee because no one on here has drank coffee yet. So,
oh, good God, I couldn't get up in the morning and go to work if I didn't have coffee.
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So this is your second question. You could be moving up. Oh, good. Did he answer already? He says Anakin. Okay. He's Anakin's Darth Vader, so I don't know if he should, Obi-Wan or something. Okay. He keeps texting. Oh, well, that was my wife.
Well, I told Jess, I was like, so you're going to the dark side. You're leaving Obi-Wan behind and going to Emperor Palpatine, and she called me Old Ben Kenobi. So.
Oh man, he's still cool, but just a little slower. Yeah, it's all right. A lot of us have become Old Ben Kenobi. It's all right.
Yes,
he's still okay. But okay, so you could be winning a Milwaukee Pack-Out box in this round, and this is your question. According to the second law of thermodynamics, A, cold moves to hot. B, low pressure moves to high pressure. C, wet moves to dry. Or D, dry moves to wet.
Thermodynamics, it's all about heat balances out. So I would say...
Keep in mind, you do have your lifelines if you need them or you're unsure.
Let me take a look at the 4, because I'm not even on my phone. Let's see. According to cold moves to hot. Low pressure moves to high pressure. Wet moves to dry. Dry moves to wet. Wet bulb, that is a temperature. I would try this move to wet. Wet this move to dry. Low pressure, high pressure. I would.
What are you thinking?
I'm still thinking it's cold moves to hot.
I know this one.
I know, because you just went to school with Well, hey, I'm going to be asking the chat.
She's right there. I mean, she's right there. She can help you. And if
anyone she can help me?
She can help you because you are a unit. Marriage two become one, Craig. So, I mean, I'm fine with that. People that don't like that, they can get over it.
Oh.
What does she think?
She said she's telling me it's B, low pressure moves to high pressure.
Low pressure moves to high pressure, and you think it's cold moves to hot. So do you want to pick one of those or use a lifeline?
You know what? If she wanted me to play for her, I'll just take her. I'll take her answer. I'll go with B.
Wait, you know what?
Hold it. Now you're not so sure. You're the one taking the class.
I flipped that. I flipped it.
You flipped it? Oh, it is A. All right. So I got this. All right, I'm going with A because that's what I believe it is. It's all about heat.
Okay, so is that going to be your final answer? No lifelines?
No lifelines. I'll go with A. If I crash and burn, I crash and burn.
All right, say final answer. I had to have you say final.
Final answer.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you might have crashed and burned a little, and
I crashed and burned.
The answer is actually wet moves to dry. Wet moves to dry. Areas of high moisture content move to areas of lower moisture content.
Ah, okay. There you go.
And so low pressure moving to high pressure, that's like trying to get something into the discharge line that's at lower pressure. That's very difficult to do. So that would be hard. And what's the other one? The other one was cold moves to hot. And, of course, hot moves to cold.
Moves to cold.
Kinetic
that's
energy
right.
is basically the motion of the particles is affecting the slower moving particles.
That's why I said low to high.
No, it's
That's why I went with B.
Yeah, but it's actually heat moves to cold, so it's Okay.
So, hey, you guys were both equally wrong. So that's comforting.
Yes, we were both equally wrong. You're taking the class. It's been years since I was in it. I'm like, thermodynamics.
And I'll tell Brian, great job.
Yeah.
Since with the other people, I gave them a little something. I want to give you a little something too. So send me your address. I'll send out something because I just enjoy people coming to play the game. So we're going to give you something.
Hey, listen, I appreciate it, Zach.
Hey, that's no problem. And thanks for playing, Craig.
Thanks, Zach.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Here we go. All right, guys. So that is all of our time. Luke, I see you're there. Luke, you're going to have to wait till next week because we've run out of time here. And I wanted to do a couple things before we got done. This week, Friday night, I'll be interviewing Zach Desjardins, our friend Quality HVACR. He's going to be on this show on the HVAC Training Videos channel. We're going to be talking about doing installs as a single-man company because that is, of course, what he is. He's made a living of doing these installs by himself, and he has a lot of tricks of the trade we're going to talk about, and we might get into some other stuff as well and answer any questions that you guys might have in the chat. I'm going to say again, our prayers go out to Susie Dunn, who is in the hospital. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I haven't received an update from her husband yet. I just know that she went to the hospital today, and we're going to pray for her and make sure everything's all right because we know she's had a history of some health issues, and hopefully it's something minor that not COVID, not breast cancer, stuff like that. So we'll hope for the best on that account, and because she's such a great supporter of this show and such just a fun person to be around. So she's been on the podcast a few times as far as Man with Issues and just great stories every time. So definitely keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Anybody who played the game tonight, I am going to give you something. Now, it won't be a wager, but it will be potentially just something fun to have around the house. I try to, I go around the house and just pick up stuff and I send it to people because I love doing it. So you guys send me your addresses. Don't forget about that. Send me your addresses. HVACshoptalk@gmail.com will work. Of course, you can use the skilledtradeup@gmail.com too, but everybody seems to know the HVAC Shop Talk email. Now, this previous Monday, we released a podcast on the HVAC Shop Talk podcast about ammonia refrigeration with Ulysses Palacios and Cameron Conley. If you want to learn a little bit more about that or just check out our conversation, just find us on any podcast app. Next week, I'm going to be interviewing, or it's going to be released. I already interviewed him, Curtis Bowers. We talk a lot about it. It's a wild conversation. We talk about some crazy stuff. I tell you what, it goes from town revitalization in Virginia, doing commercial work on those revitalization products, to the town falling prey to crystal meth users and stuff. I'm not kidding. We talk about a lot of stuff. It's two contractors, if you will, myself and Curtis. We've been around for a long time, just having a good time and talking shop and getting off track just a little bit, but it was a lot of fun. This show, Skilled Trade Up, will be on again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will tell you guys who watch both the shows that HVAC training videos may not be on Friday night. It may not be on at all next week because I'm leaving to go out of town for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with my wife. It is the first time that we've gone out of town together alone since 2005, I think. The last time we went out of town alone, because we have 4 kids and we don't have a lot of resources for people to watch all 4 of our kids, and we have the younger son, Jackson, now, so it's even more difficult. But the last time we went out of town was at a Baptist couples retreat back when we only had 1 child. And that was a long time ago, and we could definitely use a little bit of time together alone, more so than just a lunch date or an evening date periodically. So I'm looking forward to that, but that will affect our Friday night show, but it should not affect this show next week. Earlier today, on the HVAC Shop Talk YouTube channel, I released a video saying I would like to purchase some stuff for this show. Today and yesterday were and still are Prime Deal Day, or whatever they want to call it, on Amazon. So go check out that video if you haven't already, and give me a suggestion for what you'd like to win on the show within reason. I'm going to try to put in a few $100 into prizes and stuff like that, just so the show is a little bit more diverse, so we don't have the same stuff every week, because I want to mix it up. And I know that I need to make that investment to make the show a little bit more fun for the people playing it and to give people a little bit more variety. Now, having said that, I'm going to be sacrificing all that money. If you want to support the show, oh yeah, okay, see, this is what I'm setting up here. Yeah, right. If you want to support the show, we don't have channel memberships and stuff like that because the channel only has like 60-some subscribers. But if you want to support the show, you can do so at Subscribestar. There is a link in the chat. You can support us for like $1 a month, $5, $1, $5, $10, or $25, whatever. I think that's the different denominations, and I appreciate anything you're willing to do to help the show out. Helps us ship stuff and helps us buy stuff for the show. So I think that's it, guys. We breezed right through this one, 43 minutes, and we're done. I want to thank all of the folks that played tonight. Craig, thank you for playing the game. I know it's been a while since we had arranged you to be on here, but I'm glad you finally got a chance to be on here. Michael Bimco, and then the Sea Captain, Matthew. Thank you for playing. And we're gonna get a winner here. We're gonna get a winner. That zone damper question was a bear. It was. So for when you're sitting there and you're trying to think of a question, and that was definitely my question. I thought of that question. You get so used to having done this particular part of the trade for so long that you word it in a way, and then you look at it from an outside point of view, like someone who doesn't know that much about zoning, and it looks like just this layman's terms that are all skewed. So I am sorry about that. That's why I want to take a chance and explain it, and I'll try to do better with questions like that make sure they're more clear. That's my commitment to you guys, all right? So, having said that, I didn't get to play the Yellow Jacket ad. I made a Yellow Jacket ad for the show, and I'm going to play it on the way out before the outro because it's funny. And I worked hard on this stuff, and I want you guys to see it. So the funny part's right at the end. So I'm going to get off of here. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, but you enjoyed the show, please like the video. And anytime that you have a chance to hit that like button, please do so. Like I said, I don't know what it does, but it's got to be good, right? I mean, it's got to tell YouTube this stuff don't suck. And I think that's probably a good thing for me. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoy the Yellow Jacket ad. It's the new Yellow Jacket wireless scale. And I'll see you guys on hopefully Friday night on the HVAC Training Videos channel. The new Yellow Jacket scale, part number 68864, has a 220-pound capacity, a large platform, and wireless Bluetooth communication via the WideJack app. With a 0.05% accuracy and 0.2 ounce resolution, service technicians can count on precision measurements every time.